Hello, so let's start the today's LeetCode problem, that is minimum absolute difference. And here we are given an array and we need to find out all the pairs with the minimum absolute difference. That is we need to calculate the absolute difference between pairs, and we need to consider the minimum one and then find all the pairs having the corresponding minimum sum. So what will be the brute force solution or approach you can think of? Like brute force, it will be like generating all pairs, after that computing the minimum difference, and third gathering all pairs with with minimum absolute difference. So this will be our brute force approach, and let's code it. The brute force approach, it will not take much time, like int n equal to 0. I will only give like the pseudo code for the brute force, because it is of n square, like for I equal to 0 to n, and for j equal to 0 to n. This will be the loop condition, and then we will gather all the minimum difference. Gather the minimum difference, like mini equal to minimum of mini, and the absolute difference between the I and j value, like absolute of array of I minus array of j. So this will be like for calculating the minimum difference, and then for like checking we can do similar loop condition. Yeah, don't forget to take a 2D vector as answer for story. Yeah, for j equal to 0 to, and then we will now check all the pairs with which are equivalent to our minimum difference, like if absolute of array of I minus array of j, this one double equal to mini, then we should push or like add the array of I and array of j as pair. So this will be like the whole brute force, and you can see the complexity is O of n square, like two loops are running. So this approach is like taking n square. So for large constraints it may fail. So what will be the optimal solution? Like we can, like how can you think like minimum difference will be minimum? So like 4 3 2 1, how you can say, how can you like find the minimum difference? I can basically say like the smallest two numbers will have the minimum difference. So through this we can like understand, like if we sort the array, then we can get the minimum difference. Like we can get the answer in one pass without like traversing for using two loops, like int n equal to array dot size, then like int mini will be variable, take a variable for like maintaining the answer, int underscore max, like for int, like we are gonna collect all the minimum difference, like the best minimum difference from all the differences. For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and like mini will be minimum of mini comma the absolute difference, absolute of nums of I. Okay, like I am taking here nums of from I equal to 1 and checking nums of I uh, minus nums of I minus 1. But you can like start from 0 and like check till I less than equal to n, and then you can like take the corresponding like I and I plus 1. You can check also through that, both are like same, and then we will collect all the pairs with corresponding difference, minimum difference I equal to 1. and I plus plus, and like we will check all the pairs with the corresponding for if mini sorry if absolute of nums of I minus nums of j double equal to mini, then answer dot push back. Now we need to have a check, like you can see our pairs are like 1 3 increasing order. So like if we do like normally nums of I, if we wanna push, then it will answer will be stored in the backward manner, like 4 like 3 4. But if we like push that, since we are traversing from nums of I, not nums of I minus 1, so we have to like push nums of j first, sorry nums of I first, and like here nums of I and nums of I minus 1. So yeah, I think I have made a mistake, like everywhere I have taken nums it will be an array, because only LeetCode gives num as naming convention, but here they have given array. It's very less likely that they give array. Yeah, we have to like store the answer as well, vector of vector in the answer, and at last we need to return the answer. Answer dot push, sorry here we are pushing in form of pairs. What's the mistake we are like doing? Oh sorry, we have not like sorted the array. It is a key part, so don't forget to do that. Now let's check again. Oh, we need to like push like array of I minus 1 first. I think I have shown in wrong order. Let's check. Yeah, so now they are running fine. Like if we talk about the complexity, here it is basically big of n, big of n, and big of n logarithmic of n. So overall it will be n log n. And space, like we are not taking any space here. It is like it is necessarily required for getting the answer. Thank you.